So one thing we could see here right now is this particular market right now is channeling. You can see there's a massive resistance through here, massive support through here, and this is 1, 2, 3, almost 4 years now, or getting on close to 4 years. This is year number 4 of this just going sideways. And if we actually start to drop to the downside, we could be getting ready for a really big drop to the downside to come. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. So traders, one thing I want to really share with you today is what's happening in the stock market right now. And there is an absolute screaming danger. If I go to this market here, if I go to this chart here, and if I bring up my actual just blank charts here, this is a blank weekly chart. This is actually looking more dangerous than it did back here in 2022. And as you can see, look at this move from here. There's actually never been ever in the last 10 years a move like we've seen here in the NASDAQ. And this is the NASDAQ here. So the NASDAQ, that's the NASDAQ. This is the Dow Jones. Dow Jones looks like it's trying to hold. As you can see, this weekly chart here, it's actually trying to hold here right now. And if we go to the daily charts, we're probably going to push to the upside, but it's likely to be a false move. It's likely to be a false breakout move. And because, once again, look how much is done through there, right? So if we go to the Russell is still struggling to break above its all-time new highs as well. And also, this is the NASDAQ 100. And look at that move, right? This whole really big move right now is just screaming. And one thing that successful people in life have the ability to be able to see what's coming and then just get ready for that. And so 2, 3, 4 months later, when that thing does start to happen, you're like, oh, I'm not shocked by this. Now, again, look at this here, right? See how we actually look at this. The last time we actually had something even close was that through there. Now, by FYI, see this drop from here, right? So if this is what happened back in COVID. Look at this here. You do know from that point there to that point there, that drop from there to there. Do you know how much percentage that was? Let me show you. There to there. You see what that says? From the top. Let me show you here once again, so you can see that might not look like much, but from the top to the bottom was how much drop? We're talking like a 15% correction. So if a 15% correction does come with us, and here's another one here, right? Here's another 10 or a 12% correction from there. There's another 8% correction from there, right? So you can see that's what we're getting from there on the NASDAQ. So if we get a 10% correction on the NASDAQ now, 10 or 12%, that brings us down to this level through here. So yes, we can indeed, and we're likely to get some sort of real correction real soon out of the market here, right? And so we can see that that's what's going on from there. And the same for the S&P 500, right? Same thing. Look at this big, massive vertical move. And if I go back to the S&P 500 times, if we're going to say this is like COVID, right? The high to low on this pullback was what? 10%. What's a 10% drop from here? That's a 10% drop. So that level right through there is a 10% drop in the markets. And all that's doing is just simply repeating the last time we had a very similar effect. Not the exact same. Why? Because this last time we actually had this big move to the upside, right? That last time we had the big move to the upside was what? Was through here, but this time it's actually more vertical. So when the correction does start, and we are going to go through one of these doublackies, which is what? Likely to be a 10%. And the more this gets stretched up, the more September is looking scary, right? So step aside, because this is a house of cards that's likely to see a really big drop to the downside. Now, quick little update across actually silver and gold from here, guys. Silver, pretty much a nothing day today around the silver market right now. You can see here that it's just sort of just holding here, sort of slowing down where we are now. But look at my top left chart. My top left chart is my weekly charts. And as you can see, we've broken above this resistance here, broken above this resistance here, and we've got this overall moving average coming up. There's a whole high probability that we may pause through a little bit here. We may even do this here for a few weeks, but then we're likely to start to see some moves to the upside. So even though we're making some herky-jerky, what I call herky-jerky, over the next, say, couple of weeks out of this whole silver sector, I do see ultimately in the next few months, we're going to start to hit that $45 level from there. Looking at that's the silver. Looking at gold. Gold right now is continuing to do absolutely nothing through here and absolutely nothing through here. And this is getting really, really, really awesome for me, because when this happens, whenever we do get a very strong trending, you can see, look at this here, my weekly charts, very strong trending moving average. If you want to see what the trend is of a market, see if we've got a very strong trending moving average. I use a 24 moving average on my weekly charts. So whenever we do get these basing patterns, there's a high probability we're about to see another move to the side of the trend, which is up. So if I go to my gold, the GLD chart, which is the one that I'm really focusing on. Why? Because I want to trade options around it. I can also trade the future if I wanted to when it comes to the gold market from there. But if I go to GLD, as you can see, GLD is doing the exact same, pretty much the exact same type of thing here as well. You can see big, massive sort of through there. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for that, and I'm looking for a really big breakout. I'm looking for that, and I'm looking for a very big volume spike. If we get something like that going on, guys, like a real big, strong up bar, breaking above this resistance and a very big volume spike, there is a massive, massive, massive probability we're probably likely to see a really nice move up, and that's where gold is probably going to have a nice move up to around, I would say if that happens, go back to the actual gold chart. This is the gold chart here. My sort of target is up around the 4,000 level, and as you can see here, that it seems like 4,000 is the target, 3,500 there. You can see just recently as well too that it seems like every $500, every 500 points, 500 points, 500 points, 500 points, even 500 points. So 2,000, there's a lot of support resistance. 2,500, that whole area through there was definitely a resistance and support. 500 points up, which is 3,000. That 3,000, that point through there, and that's the 3,000, that point through there. 500 points up, which is the 3,500, and that's where it hit there. So if we do start to get that and then that, then guess what? Probably get that, and then probably have a nice move up towards the 4,000 level from there. Move over now through to the gold mining sector, and the gold mining sector is still just holding here, right? And as you can see, look what's happening here. We're just holding here like this. This is a very powerful bullish pattern, by the way. Very powerful bullish pattern. Whenever we get a breakup and we just pause and go sideways, as long as we don't see any strong selling out of this level here, this is going to be a precursor to see that happening in the GDX from there. And the same thing happening right now, or something very similar happening on the GDXJ, but the same thing that's happening on the silver SIL chart. As long as SIL doesn't have big strong selling period, this whole sideways period, and my purple moving average, which is my 9 moving average, is coming straight up. There's a high probability that this is going to start to see this, and we're going to start to see a really nice move, and potentially we're going to start to see a rocket ship back up towards the $80 level from there. And the last thing I want to share with you guys, which is the one thing I was talking about today with my coaching club group, with my inner circle, what's called my 1% group, where I'm with them every single day. If you'd like to join us every day, guys, where you're not alone, but you're part of a real small group. It's just over 10 people right now in that group. And if you do need some more hand holding around the markets, coaching, see what I'm doing, coach you every single day, then that second link in the description there, guys, click on that and you'll be able to fill out the application form. And you'll personally be having a chat with me, and we'll see if you're a good fit for what I'm looking for. Or if you just like to learn my actual trading system, guys, I've got a free training that I've just put up. If you go to that first link in the description, you can go get access to a free training. And on that free training, I'll walk you through step by step exactly my trading system. I'll show you many examples across all markets so you can really see it, understand it, and start to apply it to your own trading today in the markets. Now, one of the markets here, guys, which actually may be bullish for the gold market, and that is looking at, I'm going to find it here, and UUP. Look at UUP. UUP has been in a very big sort of slight little sort of massive resistance through there, massive support level through there, and we can see this through here. And if we get a break here below this major support level is that level through there. Once it starts to break that level there, guess what? Look out below.